Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Dolis and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we completed the Applied Energistics questline and we are starting to run out of things to do. We have a tier 4 apiary is the only thing left for us to craft in the B section. And let's see, Astral Sorcery, we have a bunch of stuff to do there. Refined Storage is just getting to the infinite storage part. We got to kill some monsters and creative items, so we really don't have that much left to do, and so we're kind of at the point that we need to improve systems, put apiaries places, which is something I did last between episodes rather. I was about to say last episode. I just added a couple. That's a tier 1. You know what, that's okay. I didn't even add those. It was these. I added 2 tier 3s over here. So these guys are going well, and there is 2 bees in each one of each type. So that is working pretty well. There is only a couple things that still need apiaries. These 2, and I think that one and that one. So we're getting close to having apiaries on everything. But I don't really need the resources from most of these, so it's not a big deal. The big thing is just trying to get all these lights to be on. And we're going to get there. Steel is actually relatively close. I hate that the numbers are really hard to read. I don't know why they do that. If I knew, I'd fix it, but whatever. I like the system in general. And I do have, speaking of the system, I have all of the exporters, speed upgrades, and stack upgrades we need. Some more blocks to build with. I just need to set up the redstone timer so that it stays on for about 25 seconds. And that should be everything with that. So between episodes, I filled in the grass over here. I filled in the netherrack, or rather the crimson nylium. Yes, in this one. And I put stone bricks and stone in this one. Now, it kind of looks messy, but if you look at it from up here, you can see there's distinct like paths and rooms. And so we're going to utilize that later because we're going to add more decorations to all of these. There's going to be trees and fields and nether stuff, nether trees and whatnot. So there is a lot of things that we can do. I don't know if I'm going to do any like cave formations or anything with this one, but we're going to add basically a stronghold to that one. Don't know what to do with the magic one. But yeah, so we have a lot of work to do, and today I think what we're going to start doing is building. Now, when it comes to building, there is a couple different ways I could make a video of me building. I've seen a lot of people do cutaways, and I've seen a lot of people do time lapses. Time lapses is not going to happen. Not today because I don't have the capabilities to do that. I don't have replay mod or anything like that. Hey, it's our axe. You don't have anything else, so goodbye. And yeah, so we're probably gonna do cutaways, and I'm gonna probably build and record most of it, and then just see what I can get out of it. Before we do that, though, and we're gonna be building our house. Our house is gonna store a bunch of things, and it should clean up this area pretty nicely. So, but before we do that, I've decided we're going to take all of these out for now. And we can put them in here. That's fine. Because I want to start working on the Creative Vending Upgrade more than anything. So we are going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 storage upgrades. So let's get 16 of those. That is really cheap and easy. Should be crafted very quickly. And then we're going to need a bunch of the near infinite storage. Specifically, we're going to need, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18. Oh, man. 18, 25, 32. Math, 41 of these, so we need 40 more of these. Can we get that? We are missing a lot of wood. So that is a problem. And I believe it is going to need to be this type of wood. Because it's going to be a different recipe otherwise. So we'll just go ahead and start working on that a little bit. I'll get some wood together and make all of those. Now we do need a normal storage, what are they called? Template? Yeah, one of these. Upgrade template. So that goes in the center, surrounded by those, then surrounded by these. Perfect. So I just need 40 of those. Can we make 20 of them? Can we make like half of them? No, that's going to require just a ton of wood. So I will handle that. I'll probably use that opportunity to get a lot of string, because we don't have any string, and string is used for the apiaries, because all the way back at the very beginning, all of the tier 1 beehives, can you just, thank you, use these beehive frames. Now we could also use the honeycombs, but the beehive frames are probably easier. Actually, let's try something. Originally the beehive frames were the easiest, but what if we change... Oh, it is already to that. So what is using the string? I don't remember what we're using all this string for. Oh well. So if I tell it to make, let's say, a tier 4 apiary, it doesn't actually use string. Huh. Okay. I don't remember what's using. Oh, I know it's using string. Our storage. So these will use just an absolute ton of string. So that is something that we'll have to do. But anyways, what we're going to do is I'm going to clean up this area. I'm going to put some basic forms first, and we're going to just cut away for that. And then I'll go ahead and build everything. So I'm going to clean this area, this hexagon up, and we'll come back with that. Alright, so I have set up the actual plot with cobblestone, because we're going to have a cobblestone layer at the base. This is actually going to go up one more, because I want a little bit of variation inside the base as well. Inside the house. I don't know why I'm calling it a base. But everything is moved. Everything that's important is still over here that we might be putting in there. And I'm not looking behind me because I had some... So one of my biggest issues with building, other than finding the time to make things that look halfway decent, because I do not claim to be a good builder. That is the disclaimer on this. I do not claim to be a good builder, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to try to make something that looks halfway decent. And one of the big things that I always struggle with, and like I spend way too much time on, is building materials. And we're going to use wood because we have access to some cool mods that will help us make things look even nicer. But deciding on what kind of wood, I have 4 options. I think I like birch for the main like siding of the house. But then I always like to do pillars, and I always like to do different colors, and I know contrasting colors is always good. So it's going to have a darker wood roof and accents. And so I was sitting here looking at these, and while this all looks nice, it's too similar in texture. So what we're going to do instead is this. We're going to keep the logs unstripped, and we're going to just strip the birch wood. Now the question is, dark oak or spruce? And that is always the question. Usually people go with spruce because it's easier to get. But I think I'm going to go with spruce. Partially because we have dark oak over there. That is oak wood, so no mixtures of woods. Now technically that is birch as well, but we could always change this if we wanted to. Not like that's it. I think that looks nice together, but it's not the same. So we're gonna go with the spruce, and then yeah, hopefully we can make this look halfway decent. Whoops, accidentally harvested some carrots. So I have a lot of these woods. By the way, I also put some enchanted grass or infused grass. If I had enchanted grass, that would be amazing. But I put some infused grass in there into the oak sapling so that it could start getting more wood more quickly because it goes a little bit faster. It's like 20 seconds faster or something like that. If we look at a botany pot, by the way, this is what I was talking about. We have access to Macaw's roofs, doors, and windows. And all of these look really nicely. Plus trapdoors, but I don't care about trapdoors as much. But oak, botany pot. So yeah, infused grass is a little bit faster. It's 18 seconds faster. So that is what we're gonna do and try to get a bunch of oak wood. I could also just make things manually, but meh. So this is the part where I'm gonna start building, and I'm gonna probably cut out pieces here and there. But I want to bring everything up another level, and we are gonna have kind of a two-story house. But I like having cobblestone on the base because that's kind of more traditional in how it actually is. And then we'll have we're gonna have a lot of entrances. We're gonna have 3 entrances into this building because I want to be able to get into the building from pretty much any direction, and they're gonna be a little bit varied in terms of where they're at. So you'll see what I mean. So let's get the spruce. Let's get all this dark oak out of my inventory, and I think that is the only dark oak. Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely going to do at least the corners. That is a very big miss. But then we'll probably do some more. So I think what we're going to do is just kind of cut it up. I'm going to show you kind of progress every once in a while and see how things are looking. But it's really hard to build and talk, so it would be boring quiet, and I'm not going to add music, so meh. By the way, grass is going to be spread through this here as well as over here, so we'll have grass here. This will eventually be mostly path and probably farmland. Coarse dirt, we'll make that a little bit different, and that way we don't have grass. We'll just have 2 grasses next to each other, but yeah, I'm going to work on this and we'll see what we can come up with. So the walls are up, and I'm thinking it's looking pretty decent so far. There is definitely, I wanted to break up the symmetry a little bit, and it's very unsymmetrical. These are symmetrical, so there is a little bit of like we could do something like beams. Oops. And that is kind of my thoughts. We might just do that, and then these will, we can go like this. And I do want to have an upstairs, but this is a very tall building. It's a very large cabin, especially compared to everything else we have. But we're going to put a lot of stuff in it. It's going to have all of our crafting stations and whatnot. This was something that kind of made me question what to do. And the other thing is, we could destroy our end cake. We could get back to the end another way. But this bedrock, do we keep it? Because this is going to be a little bit of a lower area. It's going to have like anvils and that kind of stuff. We're going to have a kitchen area probably here-ish. And for the record, this will be the floor for most of the house, except for over here. We'll have a little bit of a staircase that goes up. We'll put some walls in there and everything like that. We'll get this kind of nice. This is going to be like a living room area. And then we're going to need a staircase to go upstairs. But for the most part, I think we're going to do something like this. And we're not going to have a full upstairs. I keep missing. And that was also our our axe is a little too good. But yeah, so we're gonna I'm going to fill this in just a little bit, and I think at a certain point I need to start thinking about the roof and how I want the second floor to be. I do want a second floor, and I'm going to also have to look at a little bit of the interior design part and what we're going to want. We do have cooking for blockheads, so we could actually make a kitchen. Is that something we really care about? I don't know. We might use some of the stuff from it, but for the most part, I don't think we're going to have a super functioning kitchen. We're just going to have a decorative kitchen. So this is going to be most of that. Now the other thing that I have to worry about is what exactly are we going to use for the flooring. So I am probably going to stick with the wood theme, and you know what, we're just going to destroy that. We're going to cover up the bedrock. That will be fine. So we're going to want some planks, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the painted planks from Quark. And so the question is which ones. I considered white, but I don't know if that will look good. So what I'm going to do, these are relatively cheap. You use whatever kind of planks you want, and a die, you get 8. They're really nice. So I'm going to put in something for a floor, and what I'll probably also do is fill in where there is not going to be anything. This is one door, by the way. I didn't decorate it. It's kind of a side door into a kitchen. And so we're just going to try to make things look kind of nice. Upstairs is probably going to be an enchanting table with full enchantment type stuff. Then we'll also have our workshop, which has, you know, grindstone. We'll probably have a brewery somewhere. Nothing too major, nothing too automatic. Just kind of, if we need something, we can use it. And I'm thinking we might actually have a little bit of a balcony, probably right here, and that will make things look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to build up the second floor and decide on a flooring for this, and we'll get back to it. So a second floor has been added for a bit, and we have a little balcony area. We're going to probably put a fence around this. I'll get that kind of stuff later. In fact, we might not do too much interior decorating today. We'll see. But this house is really big. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's okay. It's not going to get much bigger. But one of the things I mentioned was I am terrible about deciding colors and what blocks to use. So yeah, I was doing a little bit of testing and seeing what I like the best. And I think the black stain is a little too dark for my liking. It's not bad. We could use gray as well. I didn't do any of those. White is too bright. Cyan is too bright. Red's kind of nice, but I'm not really big on red. Yellow is a little too close to the birch. The blue is nice. The light blue is nicer. And the green is nice. And I think what we're going to do is go with the green. Now, that means I get to dig up all of this stuff, but it's not going to go to waste. We can actually convert it into the light blue, no problem. And we can start looking at a couple other things. So one of those things is getting through the door. We're going to make some kitchen stuff. So we're going to need some light blue dye. And the easiest way to do that is to go here, and we're just going to make it out of all of that. And then we can do all of these guys in here, and it doesn't matter what kind of planks you have. We can go ahead and make a stack of the light blue, which should be about enough. But then we are going to want, so I'm going to actually do that so I can get to that recipe easily, and then we can get rid of the planks. Then we're going to do a kitchen floor. Now this is going to use quartz and coal, And we don't need too many of these. So 48 should be more than enough. And we could also dye this light blue. We could dye it black. We could dye it... I guess this is considered the white version. But we're going to go ahead and put some of these blocks in here. If I can get in there. We're going to have staircases, so it's not going to be too bad. But we can just do something like this. And we're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do something like this. And let's actually go over one more. But let's break 2 sets of these. And then we can do light blue here and here. So the interior decorating, I'm definitely going to work on more later. And one of the questions is, do we have a roof? Do we use spruce for the roof? And then we could potentially, can we use these to make slabs? I don't believe we can make slabs out of these. We'd have to get into our stone cutter. And yeah, those do not go in there. I do not believe there is light blue slabs. Yes, there is. Okay, so we could do slabs. So what we can do, and this is an idea, we're probably going to go with it. We can do something like this. And like this. Can we mix these? I don't think we can. No, we can't. But we could do something like this. Or I'll have to figure that out. The flooring is, oh my god, this axe is way too powerful. The flooring is gonna be a little bit tricky on the upstairs. But we can at least work on some stuff. So I do also need to figure out the interior flooring in here. And we can always use slabs just because they are going to be cheaper. But honestly, I don't know. We could also do something like this, where we have, can we convert these back? No, of course not. Why would we be able to do that? So let's get another stack of these. I said another stack. That's fine. 16 is fine. We could also do something like this, where we just have this in here like so. But how does that look from down here? Actually, not too bad. Okay, so that's what we're probably going to do. The staircase is probably going to be over here, going upstairs, and we'll probably use spruce for that, because spruce is our accent. And so some other things that we're going to want to do, so we're going to get some windows, tall bar windows, so we can get a bunch of these window stuff. And so let's get to crafting some of this, and hopefully no mobs spawn in there. So we need these window bases. So we're gonna need some sticks. Let's craft a bunch of sticks, and let's get like a good bit of those so we can do a little bit of variety. And let's see, spruce plank window. Let's do spruce log window tall. Let's do one of these. That's the strip spruce. Let's do one of these. So we need 8 of these, I think. And I want to get one of those, and then we can also make a couple of these. And let's just see how these look. So I believe this is going to be like a too tall. And so we'll have, you know, countertops here. This will be an entrance. We'll have to figure out a door. But we can do a couple windows here. Like so. And you can actually open them, which is really cool. This mod is really neat. You have to click the things back. We can do the taller windows here if we wanted to. And that's going to break up things. The other way we're going to break up these walls. So that looks really nice. And they open. I don't know if I like the way that opens. I think... Does it always open that way? What if we... Does it have door logic? Yes, but not the way I thought. Okay, that's fine. We don't necessarily have to open the windows. But just a little bit of like windows on the front makes it so much better. And we can kind of make things look a little bit nicer. We have different types of windows. There is more solid windows. If we don't want the little crossbars. And so that is going to be how we decorate a lot of this stuff. And I think what we're going to end up doing, because we're running a little long on time, I'm going to probably end up finishing a lot of this off camera, but let's get a little bit more stuff done. Specifically, I want some spruce fences. So let's get some of these. And we'll just get however many we can. So these will go up here. And what we're going to end up doing, do we have any like furniture? Chairs or, I mean, there is some chairs. Is there, you know, I'm just going to type in random words. If I can spell lounge, beach. No, okay. So there's not really anything like that. And then the other thing that we're going to have to really work on, and this is going to be something that's going to take me a good while, is roofs. However, we have things that we can do. So spruce plank is what we're going to go with. So we can take these and make these tile spruce planks, and then we can make stuff like rooftops and lower roofs. So let's get like 2 of these. And what do these look like? Alright, so they are directional. But we could do something like that. Let's sleep so we can see it a little bit better. And you know, we can make steep roofs. Let's get a couple of these. Get a 4-way roof and a 3-way roof and a top roof. And then just in general roofs. So we can, you can kind of do like this, and then, you know, you could put a plank down and do that and have a really steep roof. You can have these guys will combine roofs, so you can have a central point in your roofing. And I don't know if these things go like together or not. You need a block, and then, you know, something like that. You know, there's a lot of ways we can kind of make this roof. And let's see what the normal ones look like. So they are like, they're basically stairs. So we do something like that. Okay. So this is more for a lower area. And then once we get to the center, you know, we can have wrong direction. We can have things that look like that. So it all kind of comes together. So what we're probably going to do is probably not going to do the steep roofs. These lower roofs might be good for over here. Right, we gotta place them like this. Just so that there's a little bit of like an awning. How do these go with, let's say, these guys? I mean, definitely is more shape. So if we want a fairly low roof, we do the other ones. All right, so I have some decisions to make. That's why we're gonna kind of cut here. Also, I'm running out of time for today's episode. So, yeah, I have a lot of work to do, but we have a good bit done, and I think it's gonna turn out pretty good. I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna kind of stew on it a little bit. And one of the big things that I know that I need to be better about, and that's something I'm not super fond of usually, is greenery. Greenery would make this area look a lot better. We can have a nice little some bushes here and a tree. We're gonna need some staircases in front of the house. I need to decide on the stone for back here, which this entrance is gonna be a lot of our like workshop area, and just kind of figuring out where everything is going to be. If I want walls in here or not, might have some walls up here. We're gonna have a bedroom, you know, lights, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things to do when building a house, and so I'm gonna work on this more between episodes. I have not much else to do. I don't have much else to do. There we go, English. But we are getting resources for our first singularity. So I think the other thing I will probably work on between episodes is getting ready for that and putting our singularity machine to work. And yeah, we'll go from there. So that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm trying to build. Hopefully it will look nice by the time we're done. But I'm trying. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!